I hope that one day you get a tattoo that says groovy.
Do you know what, actually, I've never thought of that, and I've always thought I would have no idea what to get as a tattoo. But actually,
Groovy.
groovy I could commit to.
Yeah.
I can't commit to much, but I can commit to groovy.
Would you do a group tattoo?
I think we should get started because you
we should get started. I have a haircut in
You have a haircut
54 minutes.
in 54 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Hey everybody.
welcome
To
the House of Chaos.
I don't know why I'm shooting a gun.
Because we're little cowboys. We're little politics cowboys.
Politics cowboys.
What's up in this joint?
What's up in this joint?
I'm Izzy Renton.
I'm Rebecca Mary Gwendolyn.
We're your emotional support politics podcast.
All the way from little old Aotearoa,
Aotearoa,
New Zealand.
And today we're going to be talking about the headlines from the last fortnight, and we're also going to be talking about satirical parties.
Yes.
Yes, where comedy and politics comes together.
Whoa.
Much like in our minds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Play the Twin Peaks theme song. Insert it here.
That's not it, is it?
That was beautiful though.
Thank you. I was rather than doing the theme tune, I was just doing the spirit of David Lynch.
Yeah. Yeah. David? Are you here? David? Oh my god. The plant is shaking.
I revealed something to Rebecca today that
did?
you weren't previously aware of, which is to do with comedy and politics.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ukrainian President Zelensky used to be a comedian.
Used to be a comedian. I had absolutely no idea that
Yeah.
he used to do, what was it, like Soviet high school theatre sports?
Yeah, some kind of like drama Soviet competition thing. Yeah.
Absolute madness.
I know.
Which I feel like it's either an inspirational tale or a chilling warning about the ramifications of our present trajectory.
I just think that sometimes politics gets to a point where you've been through all the politicians and you're like, hey, we got to get the clowns out. This is the only choice.
I mean, there's no song called Send in the Politicians.
No, definitely not. Who would want to send them in anyway?
Nobody would want to.
Did you hear my hip clip just
Was
then?
that your hip?
That was my hip.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I
gosh.
wonder if it picked it up, yeah.
Well, that'll be a test for these microphones.
Yeah, it will be.
You get the hip click.
Yeah.
Wow. So how have you been the past fortnight? How's the vibes?
Oh, groovy, like pretty busy. I sort of I went back to doing my usual news cram ahead of the politics.
Yeah.
Ahead of the politics, ahead of the podcast. But yeah, apart from that, pretty groovy. We did some more fun improv shows.
We did some more fun improv shows.
Yeah, how have you been?
Yeah. I feel the same. Yeah. It's like, I feel like once you pass the shortest day of the year, I get filled with like a hopeful energy. I'm like, oh, it's getting dark slightly later every day, you know?
Oh.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit more daytime.
A little bit more daytime, yeah. It's like, you know what? People are gonna be doing whatever they're doing in the politics, in the news, in the world, but at least there's a little tiny bit more sunshine.
Yeah, it does make you feel better. It is a particularly grey day outside today, actually. Which
It is, yeah, which is not ideal.
Which is
yeah.
not ideal.
Man, do you think that we could somehow organise a Russia versus Ukraine theatre sports match? And do you think he's still got it in him?
What's Zelensky?
Yeah.
So in Russia versus Ukraine, Zelensky's up, Putin's up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're going against Putin, look, that guy hasn't got a silly bone in his body.
No.
Or at least not an intentional one.
That's so true. So true. I feel like would he like explode if he tried to do a team sport, do you think? Like if he tried to support another performer on stage?
If he actually had to get in there with if he was on the sidelines directing, I think clearly could do it. But I feel like it would just be blank face, like, why do silly stuff at me? What is purpose of this?
Someone would be like, hello, doctor, your patient's already. He'd be like, I am president. I am not doctor. I am president.
No, I kill you.
I kill you. Okay, wait, New Zealand politics. Which if all the parties were in a theatre sports match, which if you...
Also, just to clarify to anybody who's not deeply immersed in the improv world in New Zealand specifically, because when I came from UK improv, I didn't know about theatre sports.
You didn't know about theatre
either.
sports?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was from Canada originally.
Well, we don't talk to them.
You don't talk to them. It's like competitive improv.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was designed to make like acting games more like pro wrestling. So it's like showmanship, fake competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like politics.
Just like politics.
Yeah, and war.
Except the competition is a little bit more real. Well, maybe the competition part is not as real, but the ramifications certainly are more significant.
Yeah, I definitely think, I think this is the way to bring world peace. Just get all of those different nations in together to do some improv competitions.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know who doesn't have money for improv? Actors. Who has a little bit more companies, if you can get in there, do the corporate improv workshops. If you could get a government contract
oh my God.
for military improv training.
That is some Elon Musk thinking right there.
Heck yeah, I need to get a government contract.
If Elon Musk was an improviser, he would have government improv contracts set up left, right, and center.
Because that's how he reached the like brief trillionaire status before his stocks crashed, right? He just has so many government contracts.
Yeah. No, Elon Musk just picks industries which the government relies on because the government has to pay you, and once they're dependent on you, it's very difficult for them to fire you.
Yeah.
And then just rinses money from them, basically.
Yeah, damn.
Which is a tale as old as time.
A tale as old as time.
Many billionaires have done this before. Yes, it's not new or novel or intelligent.
Yeah, it's good. I don't like to give him too much credit.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, he's just following the billionaire blueprint.
Hey, he's just a follower.
But I love the idea that like instead of the AI moment we're having, it was like a bunch of improv entrepreneurs who were like, do you know what's going to solve government? Improv.
It sure is. Like, efficiency. I mean, theatre sports. Every story you do, you are graded on technique, entertainment, and storyline.
Yeah.
Most government departments could not hold up to this level of scrutiny and precision. Like asking a bunch of teenagers, saying, you have 3 minutes. Come up with a story that is compelling, act well, and also every line of dialogue has to begin with the next letter of the alphabet. The corporate mind would boggle from trying to do what these kids are doing. Like,
I love the idea of a policy round where every policy has to come up with the next letter of the alphabet.
Oh, that's so great. Genre replay. Let's try this policy, but that was a horror. Can we do it as a documentary?
Yeah, exactly. Can we do it as a rom-com?
Can we do it as a rom-com? The school lunch policy is giving thriller. Let's try it as a western.
Well,
it seems like we should probably talk about the headlines.
It does seem like we should talk about the headlines. Quickfire news.
New Zealand's wage growth has been found to be the worst in the OECD, and our numeracy and literacy scores were not very good either. And hopefully with this new curriculum, soon we'll be down there at the bottom with those two.
New Zealand's new goal is just to be the worst.
To be the worst in the OECD.
People on job seeker benefits has increased steadily since the coalition took power because the government hates people on benefits, but they sure love to put them there.
Paul Henry was announced as ACT's new candidate because nobody paid attention to the fact that former ACT president Tim Jago has been convicted of more sex crimes. Nobody pay attention.
No one.
Shh. Paul Henry.
In polling news, the RNZ re-poll shows that Labour is the most popular party, but the current coalition is still set to win by 2 seats, making us wonder, should we be returning to first past the post?
Just as a one-off.
Just as one time,
Only 60% of families who were meant to receive the national fuel relief payments have received anything because Nicola Willis knows 60% is a passing grade and C's get degrees.
I really like that one. Okay. And it's been a spicy week for international politics. Coming as a surprise to nobody, the ceasefire between the US and Iran collapses, and Trump floats the idea of the US tolling the Strait of Hormuz. Because, like, Iran shouldn't do it, but maybe America could do it?
And China has launched a test missile in the Pacific for the first time in 44 years. Because why shouldn't the US have all the fun with the missiles?
Well, yeah, we want to go.
We want to.
And finally, the US ambassador has been bullying New Zealand about being nuclear free, and though it doesn't come easily to him, Christopher Luxon has managed to stand his ground.
Good one, Chris.
Stick it to the man.
Stick it to the man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the Quickfire news.
So I will say that, like, this week I branched out beyond RNZ, and I also went and looked at other newspaper headlines.
Yeah.
Besides my normal research on Wikipedia.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And when I went on RNZ, it was like serious news, ceasefire, like Chinese missiles. I went on stuff. It was like serious news, like unions, wage stuff. And then I went on the New Zealand Herald, and the main headlines on the New Zealand Herald was, an England fan got a tattoo of them winning the World Cup, and now they haven't. Jacinda Ardern was spotted at a cafe.
Oh my God, she drinks coffee.
And a New Zealand Victoria's Secret model announced her pregnancy.
These are the hard-hitting stories that matter to New Zealanders today.
Absolutely.
New Zealand Voyager Media Awards newspaper of the year. New Zealand Herald.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It was like... It's kind of sad because we get the physical newspaper at my work.
Yeah.
And they had like a really beautiful cover story about Sam Neill, who passed away.
Yeah.
But in order to see that story, there's a Noel Leeming ad, like, is like the outside of the newspaper.
At first, from Noel Leeming.
At first, from Noel Leeming. You can buy this TV on a discount while you sadly watch Jurassic Park this week. Yes, we're thinking of you.
Oh, R.I.P. Sam Neill.
R.I.P. Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's all these like lovely video clips that are coming out of him on the socials, which I've been really enjoying.
Oh, really? I have not seen these.
Yeah, just seems like a real nice guy.
Yeah, it sort of feels like a bit of a New Zealand daddy figure.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%, in all senses of the word. Other stuff that's been happening is, well, there's all those trade leaders that are have been in Auckland this week.
Oh, I haven't seen about this.
And there's also been the Indian Prime Minister visiting
Yes,
New
the big
Zealand.
visit.
Yeah, with the snipers on the roof of the hotel.
Yeah, which is great because we don't usually get that much security for.
No.
Like, this was one of the things that kind of amazed me when I moved to New Zealand in
really?
the 2020s. Yeah, because my mum's from here originally, but I used to come here a lot and went to school here when I was younger, but I only moved here officially in 2020. And one of the things that really stood out to me was just like the access to the politicians. Like, within our first few months of being here, me and my partner just saw politicians in the wild, like with no security details.
Yeah.
Would never happen in the UK.
That's so true. Yeah, we had John Key come to talk at my school one time, and he brought 2 security guys with him, and everyone relentlessly made fun of him. Like, I guess not to his face, but around the school. It was this funny joke. It was like, oh my God, what does John Key, the Prime Minister of a country, think is gonna happen to him? Like, oh, it's so, like, we were like,
Think it's gonna happen to who would possibly kill the Prime Minister of New Zealand?
I think in our minds we were like, oh, he's threatened by a bunch of kids. Whereas now it's like, yes, no, there's a big branch of Hollywood films that are about people trying to kill the leaders of countries.
Yeah. And there have been a few politicians'
There have been.
deaths. We had Anne Widdecombe in the UK was killed.
Yeah.
And then Lindsey Graham in the US. Although I think that was just natural causes. But yeah, it's been a bad week for politicians.
So really, they should all be they should all have a private security person, and also, as part of their security measure, just anti-aging creams.
And some of them are going to need some really strong anti-aging creams.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then there was this news about over 50% of Māori voters being on the Māori Roll now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, which is really interesting.
Yeah, so it's like now there are 302,000 on the Māori Roll versus 56,000 who are on the general roll. And we were sort of having a conversation about how to interpret this. Is it good? Is it, because you wonder whether they'll up the seats in Parliament if there are more people, or whether this is just pulling votes away from the general election.
Yeah. So I'm on the general roll, but yeah, I was saying that when I was younger, like nobody in my family was on the Māori roll, but more and more people have been swapping over just because of feeling kind of disillusioned with the regular politics and feeling like your vote doesn't count. I guess there's some electorates that feel like real strongholds for one party or the other.
Yeah.
So after a few elections, you can get kind of frustrated and just be like, well, I'm swapping to where I can.
I don't think I've ever voted in an election where my vote has been cast for the winning side.
Really?
I don't think I ever have.
Wow.
Because I, like, Brexit, that did not go my way.
no.
Every election I voted in the UK were, like, Conservative one. And then when I got to New Zealand, actually this is kind of relevant because Winston Peters was talking about the fact that he only wanted citizens to be allowed to vote and residents not allowed to vote anymore.
Oh my gosh, when did he say that?
Oh, like in the last couple of weeks as potential policy.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And he said that we would let people live and work here, but that doesn't mean that they should have rights to decide how the country is run. Yeah, but it's funny because when I first moved here, I am a citizen by descent, so I've always had a passport, but I wasn't allowed to vote here until I'd lived here for 2 consecutive years.
That is so interesting.
And so the first election when I got here, which would have been the 2021 election, yeah, that got. Oh no, it would have been 2020.
It was 2020. Yeah, into 2020.
Anyway, I wasn't able to vote in that one, and then in the 2023 election, I voted, and
oh my gosh,
it did not go my way again.
So it's
It
you.
It was me.
It's
it was
you.
my fault. I just shouldn't vote this
It's been you
election.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, if you had the option to change to a different role where you feel like your vote would count for more, would you do it?
I suppose it would depend on my electorate. I might, if I felt like I had if I felt my vote meant more in this electorate proportion rather than the other electorate proportion. Because I feel like your electorate vote you tend to be a bit more tactical with, because it's like, which way does this electorate usually go? Who's the second runner? Like, I'll sort of pick tactically based on who's more likely to win. And then your party vote, you tend to be much more just like idealistic with, because you're like, oh yeah, I'll just vote for the party that I want because it's proportional, and so it'll make a difference on how the seats are allocated. So yeah, probably I would respond to that in a more kind of tactical way.
Interesting. I haven't decided yet.
You haven't decided
whether I'm going to change.
Yeah. Oh, also, FYI, the Electoral Commission are communicating with voters via email rather than post now. So check your emails.
Check your emails.
Yeah. I am bad at checking my emails. So if I hadn't seen that in the news, that could have easily passed me by.
That's how they get you. And the enrollment deadline is coming up.
I think it's October 4th, isn't it?
Yes. If you want to change from between the general and Māori rolls, then it's August 6th that you have to change by.
Okay, you have to decide by.
That's quite soon. Yeah. How do we, it's not news from this week, but how do we feel about the government changing the rules around when you can enroll for, just generally for voting? Because New Zealand has had one of the most accessible options in the world that you can enroll on voting day and vote, which is fantastic, I think. And then they've changed it now.
Oh wait, have they actually changed it?
They've changed it.
Because I knew they were talking about getting rid of the on the day because you could still vote on the day if you hadn't registered.
You could register and vote on the
same day.
Yeah.
So wait, so now what have they changed
you can't.
it to?
There's a deadline.
Oh, so they've just changed that aspect, so you can't do it last minute.
Yeah.
Which I mean, obviously, it massively disadvantages like renters and people who move a lot, because you're just less likely to, like, if you've moved in that period, or you haven't sort of quite got your admin in place, like
or if you're a first-time voter.
Yeah, it makes it much more difficult for you. Whereas if you've been living in like the same house for 20 years, then probably you're just enrolled and it doesn't really make a difference, and like it's all fairly straightforward. So it definitely favors one particular type of asset owning person.
I feel like I would love it if we had the Australian method. I think we should be able to enroll right up until voting day.
Yeah.
And I think that there should be sausage sizzles at the voting places.
Yeah.
That it should be compulsory to vote, and that everyone should get 2 hours of paid leave to vote.
Yeah, I'm quite pro it being compulsory.
Yeah.
And obviously compulsory where, like, if you want to spoil your ballot, you can spoil your ballot.
Yeah.
I do think the politics around finagling the voting system as a general trend is quite, like, concerning.
Oh, yeah.
Especially given that we've just had Trump do his announcement yesterday to declare that he has found that China was involved in the 2020 election.
Yes.
And basically sort of conveniently casting and rebirthing the stolen election narrative right before the midterms, when they might lose Congress, the Republican majority in Congress.
Yeah.
So I think as soon as you start casting aspersions about the validity and authenticity of voting, and some of that being to do with like who can vote and when they can vote, you're starting to get into pretty dangerous territory, re-democracy.
Yeah, that's part of what we call the Boardwalk of Fascism. So you park in the car park, and then at the end there's the beach, which is fascism. And I would say that these changes, they're taking a few steps along the boardwalk
you've like
of fascism.
bought a candy floss, you know, a fascist candy floss.
You're not quite at the laughing clowns,
no.
But
you're just warming up.
Yeah, you're eyeing them. You're thinking about buying some tokens.
Yeah, and you're thinking, hey, that beach looks pretty toasty.
The beach looks pretty toasty. Well, I don't remember if it's been since our last episode or not, but there was the poll that most New Zealanders trust China more than they trust the US.
Yes.
Which the US ambassador was outraged by.
Was totally outraged.
Yeah. I think that was before the missile went off, to be fair.
Yeah. And it was also, my favorite thing was that in response, he was like, because obviously the press were there, and he was like, look, the reason you even know about this is because the free press is here, and this is something that America and New Zealand have in common. We have a free press. China doesn't have we have a free press. And it's like, excuse me.
Yeah.
You were just standing up for Donald Trump as a disruptor. Donald Trump, who has been pretty good at attacking the free press.
Yeah, pretty good at attacking the free press, just to prove the biggest merger of two big media companies in history.
Yeah.
Which they're already restructuring CNN.
Constantly says that anybody who does any scrutiny on him is fake news and it's corruption.
Walks out of interviews with people who he doesn't agree with.
Yeah. I think it's like, your idea of what the free press constitutes is starting to get pretty slippery there.
Yeah.
Like, you're definitely at the clowns on the fascist boardwalk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a fun idea, the boardwalk of fascism.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, if we have, as soon as people start doing fan art for this podcast, which I'm hoping one day they will, please do a picture of the boardwalk of fascism.
The boardwalk of fascism.
Yeah. Speaking of clowns, I feel like...
Yeah, should we talk about some comedy political parties? So this has been sparked by... in the UK, with Nigel Farage and Count Binface.
Yes.
But it's made us want to take a look at some of the kind of joke political parties of New Zealand's past as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the Nigel Farage thing, which has sort of been in a lot of the international news, is Nigel Farage, the leader of Reform UK, sort of one of our more kind of like populist politicians on the right, recently came under a lot of scrutiny for donations and financial donations, which he's got from tech billionaires and sort of sus previously convicted gambling addicts. And when he started getting scrutiny from this, both from the press and also from the sort of parliamentary commissioner for standards, he decided that this was the establishment being unfair towards him. And so rather than be assessed by parliamentary systems, he would resign from his post as the MP of Clacton and then in the by-election re-stand for the post in the by-election of Clacton and say, I'm going to put it to the people to decide rather than being put underneath scrutiny because this is the establishment against me and the people are going to rise up with me against the establishment.
He's so fair. He's so thoughtful.
I just think that really is like, that's democracy. That's democracy. That's how it works.
Yep.
No accountability, just a lot of voting.
Yup. Honestly, that is a little bit like current democracy.
Yeah.
No accountability, a lot of voting.
Yeah. So in response to this, the establishment parties have quite wonderfully all said that they're not going to run anybody against him. And so there are a few independents left in the race, but the main person left in the race is Count Binface. Yeah.
Yes.
Who is a satirical candidate who has run in lots of races across the UK.
He's the independent space warrior.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's had wonderful policies like he promises to build one affordable house. As a bit of a dig at all of the politicians who say they'll build affordable housing and never even build one.
Yep.
He's had other policies like nationalising Adele.
Minimum voting age of 16, maximum voting age of 80.
Yeah. Moving the hand dryer in the men's toilet at the Crown and Treaty pub in Uxbridge to a more sensible position.
Sending $1 trillion a week to the NHS.
Yeah. I love making Piers Morgan zero emissions by 2030.
Which sounds a bit like a death threat.
Yeah, this is a good one. Tying all government ministers' pay to that of nurses for the next 100 years.
Heck yeah.
I
These
was
are
like-
some good policies.
I was like, that's a Rebecca Berry Gwendolyn policy.
I love that policy.
Yeah.
Banning loud snacks from theatres.
Yeah. So some of the response to this has been like a lot of people talking about the fact that England has this history of satirical parties. And when I heard this, I was like, do you know who else has a history of satirical parties? New Zealand. We got some of that going on here.
We really do.
Yeah.
I remember so strongly when I was in high school and like friends of mine that were in year 13 could vote, the ones that were 18 could vote in the election. And I remember being so frustrated as like a 16-year-old that I was like, I wish I could vote and I'm so politically aware. And everyone that I would talk to would just be like, yeah, I'm probably just going to vote for the Bill and Ben party. They were so popular among 18-year-olds. Yeah.
So we've had the Bill and Ben party, which probably people will remember.
2008 to 2010.
Yeah, there's been the Civilian Party, which was 2013, run by someone called Ben Uffendale, who had a satirical online newspaper of the same name.
There's the McGillicuddy Serious Party.
They were for a long time, 1984 to 1999.
Yeah.
And then there's also loads of stuff in like local elections and mayoral elections. In the 2025 mayoral elections, in Dunedin, the Silly Hat Party put up Glyn Nisbet, who ran on, his policy was that in Dunedin, he wanted to make a real difference to the temperature. He said, it's not fair that we've had the mayor in for 11 seasons, and if anything, it's gotten colder. So he proposed carpeting all roads, putting heaters on every street. And he also wanted to regulate sandflies by taking away their wings, which he said was a bit like a gang patch ban.
I also like his policy of replacing money with chocolate fish.
Which is a popular policy. There's quite a few people suggesting chocolate fish.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
The McFidden, I think the McFidden...
The McGillicuddy party?
The McGillicuddy Serious Party also suggested getting rid of money and having it as chocolate fish. And the main argument seems to be that, certainly from the Silly Hat Party, was that it would get rid of intergenerational wealth because chocolate fish don't...
They expire.
They expire.
They
not
melt. A bad idea.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, even if you didn't want to go as far as chocolate fish, you could make the money out of, you could say there's no electronic money, it's only physical money.
Yeah.
And make it out of like the biodegradable plastic.
Yeah.
Like those plastic bags.
Yeah.
You can't just keep that in your bin.
No, you got to do something with
break
it.
down.
Yeah. This is actually this is obviously a joke, but John Locke, the kind of father of liberalism and political thought.
We could pull out his book if you want. I think it's
Oh, you got
behind
it there,
you,
yeah.
Yeah.
John Locke, basically in his advocating for property and developing your own property, and sort of certainly he gets used on the right a lot as like a proponent of capitalism, even though his ideas were slightly more complex than that. He spoke about money and the fact that because money doesn't expire, it sort of created a difficulty for this idea that like sort of everything you produce you can keep and use, because it's like, well, money makes that complicated because it doesn't expire, so it does just mean you can hoard it for a long time. And I don't think that he felt 100% positively about that. I think he was like, I've come up with a theory and this is sort of a complication to it.
Yeah.
So the chocolate fish, he might get behind the chocolate fish.
Behind the chocolate fish. You know what we need to do is we need to do a Bill and Ted style
Bill and
movie. No, Bill and Ted's
wait, who's
Excellent
Bill and Ted?
Adventure.
I don't know
Keanu
this.
Reeves and the other guy, I'm so sorry. It's a great sci-fi comedy classic, Izzy.
No.
Oh my God. It's one of my favorite movies. It's like these two stoner guys in high school and they have to do this history assignment.
Yeah.
And they're like not going to do well at it. And then this guy arrives from the future in a phone box time machine.
Yeah.
And he needs these two to do well in this history test.
Okay.
Because it turns out that they are the leaders of like the world order in the future.
Okay, I'm just following.
Yeah. And so they go on this romp through history, collecting political figures. To do an incredible presentation at the high school.
Oh my God, this sounds, I want to watch this film.
And they're just like the friendliest, loveliest dudes. And the motto of the future in this film is be excellent to each other. Yeah, maybe that's my party. I'm jumping ahead, but maybe mine is the Bill and Ted party.
You're cooking, yeah.
But we need to do that with all these philosophers and be like, what did you really mean?
Yeah.
And are you okay with the way this is being used now?
This has been pushed to the nth degree to support some slightly questionable things. Was this your intention?
Was this your intention?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Bill and Ben party, which people might remember, what I like about them is they didn't apply for the government funded $10,000 advertising money. I think when they got their $1,000 party registration fee back because they got enough votes, they put it on the bar in Invercargill because that's where they'd received the most votes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that they are like, we can do a joke and we can have some fun and maybe make a statement without wasting the taxpayer money.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
nice. We appreciate that.
Yeah, and they stood on a platform of no policies, no promises, and no disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I would say doing a net zero is better than doing a negative net result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then apparently the Bill and Ben party, they upset Winston Peters because they had one election billboard which said, "Come on, you voted Winston in."
I remember that billboard.
Yeah.
I remember that billboard.
And they actually did quite well. They got 0.56% of the vote, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like 13,000 votes. And actually it was the highest amount of any party who didn't make it into parliament.
Yeah.
In that one. Yeah.
And most votes per dollar spent on advertising.
Yeah, so they were very efficient as well.
Efficient.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then rolling back to the civilian party in 2013, they did come under attack from John Key because they received $33,000 in political party funding from the Electoral Commission. And so John Key said, look, the joke's on us, the taxpayer, because this just seems like a waste of money. And Uffendale, the guy running the party, Ben Uffendale, said that considering the party asked for $1 million, $33,000 was actually a bad deal. And furthermore, other joke parties are also getting funding, like Conservatives and the ACT Party.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
I could, yeah. Yeah, it would be great if you could just sort of pay people $33,000 to not do anything. Have you seen that meme where it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi saying to Anakin Skywalker, "Don't do anything," and then it cuts to the credits of Star Wars.
No.
It's like that. Yeah, me to David Seymour.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the civilian party policies was that they should increase taxes for the poor and decrease taxes for the wealthy to disincentivize poverty.
Honestly, that's just like saying explicitly what some other people do. Like
100%.
John Key's government increasing GST to 15%. It's just doing that
Yeah.
without calling it that.
Yeah. They also said that they would give one free tub of ice cream to every citizen in New Zealand. Yeah.
I love that. Did you know New Zealand consumes the most ice cream per capita
It is
globally?
my favorite fact about New Zealand.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
We got the best ice cream.
And by quite a when you look up the amounts compared to the losers, by quite a considerable amount as well.
I feel like that's actually a statistic that has maybe harmed our ice cream industry. This is just completely my personal thoughts, which is that before I knew that statistic and before I feel like it was widely discussed, the whole freezer at the supermarket, I feel like was Tip Top, it was Streets, it was like budget brand.
Yeah.
And since I have known that statistic, it's like, oh, Haagen-Dazs is here. Oh, Ben and Jerry's is here. Everybody wants to get into this New Zealand market.
Yeah, totally. I think because I was speaking to somebody who actually owns one of the more like boutique ice cream shops, and they were saying like exactly this.
Yeah.
It's a big ice cream market, but there's not that many options, so it seems like there should be a lot of opportunity for other players and stuff like that. So the ice cream syndicate in New
Ice cream
Zealand.
syndicate, and now Tip Top going overseas. So
Oh, wait, they're going overseas.
didn't they go to Australia? If I completely made that up.
We'll fact check it.
Yeah, we'll fact check.
We'll fact check it.
Rebecca is unfortunately spreading ice cream related misinformation. Tip Top continues to be made in Auckland, but in April 1997, Heinz Watty sold Tip Top to Peter and Brown's Foods, a Western Australian food processor. 4 years later, Fonterra bought Peter and Brown's Foods, including the Tip Top ice cream, bringing ownership back to New Zealand. However, in 2019, Fonterra sold Tip Top to UK-based company Frenary, a joint venture owned by Swiss Nestlé and the French PAI partners. Which basically means that Tip Top is European?
Yeah, and then I feel like we have to go through some of the McGillicuddy Serious Party.
Yeah, some of their policies.
They stood for over 10 years. They were Scottish themed, founded in Hamilton. The sort of group included street performers, students, artists, musicians, including a band called the Big Muffin Serious Band.
I want to be in a band called Big Muffin Serious Band.
You can do it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'll speak to the McGillicuddies.
They had they followed a doctrine of funism. Yeah. And some of the things that they advocated for was they advocated for the Great Leap Backwards, which was to take New Zealand to a medieval subsistence tribal economy, and replacing Parliament with a McGillicuddy monarchy based on Jacobitism. And some of their policies were free dung. They wanted to send intelligence agencies across the world to wipe New Zealand off maps so no one could invade the country.
I think they may be secretly working on that because there's a whole thing of New Zealand not being on a lot of maps.
Yes.
They're winning at that.
Yeah, they're not running for election anymore, but they're still in the Secret Service.
They're still in the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Replacing money with chocolate fish again.
Yes. They said restricting the vote to only those under 18. And I like this one. Leaving beer on all beaches so any invading army would become distracted and get drunk.
That would cost a lot less than the $7 billion military budget.
I know. Maybe that's what we should have done in response to the Chinese missile, which has been like, some beer?
Here's some beer.
Here's some beer. Here's
some
Winston
beer.
Peters with a six-pack.
That's what we can use the government AI budget on. We'll build 6-pack Winston Peters.
Apparently in 1984, when Labour had promised to maintain fees-free loans for university fees, and then the Education Minister Phil Goff came in and introduced student fees, the McGillicuddy Party came out with student loans for kindergarten attendance. And on the 1993 anniversary of women's suffrage, they proposed abandoning male suffrage.
Yeah. Votes for trees.
Yep.
They stood a dog as a candidate.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just more fun, isn't it?
It is fun. I think especially in these times when people are feeling disillusioned by the impact of their vote.
Yeah.
I think I just think it's really delightful to have these parties who are pointing out some of the silliness, getting people engaged in a fun way.
Yeah. I think it also points out something that I think Chloe Swarbrick has been really doing some work to point out, which is that everything is a choice.
Yes.
And it kind of feels like the types of things that politicians discuss and the types of potential solutions they discuss, it kind of feels like it's set in stone a little bit, like these are the options.
Yeah.
But stuff like this reminds you that no, anybody can do anything.
100%. Yeah. The possibilities are endless.
Possibilities are endless. The
Yeah.
scope of what people could be focusing on and the types of solutions they could be considering is actually much broader than they would have you believe.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what would your party be,
What would my
Rebecca?
party
Because I have a
be?
pretty clear idea about what mine would be.
Oh.
Yeah. So can I go?
Yeah,
I asked you the
please.
question just so I could answer it
please.
myself.
I am desperate to hear. Okay, this is the new segment. This is us proposing our own political parties. Izzy, what is your joke political party?
So my joke political party would be called the Supporting Act Party. It would be led by Baroness Britannia.
Yep.
And basically what Baroness Britannia would do is she would...
Sorry, is this a real woman or is this a title?
This is a character woman.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and basically what Baroness Britannia would do is she would follow David Seymour around, agree with everything he said, but explain what it was actually going to do. Like, yes, we should put loads more people into poverty because poor people suck. Because I feel like a lot of what the right is doing at the moment is like they'll put forward discriminatory policies on like sensible grounds. And I think there's a lot of people out there who just like don't always like they understand hostile racism and stuff, but they just don't always understand like structural racism or unconscious bias and stuff like that. So it would be fun just to have somebody who was, and I know you were condoning racism last week as well with the Opportunity Party.
What did I say?
You said that the Opportunity Party, in order to get more right-wing votes, should just go out and do some racist policy.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah.
Steal those national votes with some
So I feel
racism.
like if you had somebody who was just agreeing with David Seymour all the time, but saying the stuff he doesn't say...
I love that.
Yeah.
David Seymour will be like, we're taking all of the Terrea Maori out of the books. And then Baroness, what's her name?
Britannia.
She could be like,
Oh, yes, we don't want to sully the English language.
we believe in white supremacy.
Exactly.
So we're going to do our best to completely undermine the indigenous language of this country.
Yes, exactly. Well done, David. You've struck again. Thank goodness.
So good.
Yeah, because the thing is if he was just constantly being followed around by somebody who was saying the thing that he wouldn't say,
That's great.
I just feel like it would be so
that.
annoying for him.
Yeah. How did she feel about like also following around like Winston Peters when he's like, yep, one of the new inter-islander ferries is called Coupe and one of them is called Cook, and that's because of our shared history. And she could follow him around and be like, we're naming the worst one Coupe because we hope it crashes and only Cook will remain.
And only Cook will remain. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, she could go do some time with other parties as well.
yeah.
Absolutely. She's not going to be jealous with her boys. She'll share around. She's a little bit slutty, Baroness Britannia. And she's always wearing a fur coat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How does she feel about Cruella de Vil?
They're mates, obviously. Yeah, close cousins, actually.
Cousins.
Yeah, closely related. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
The Supporting Act Party. I love it.
The Supporting Act Party. Yeah.
Okay, what is my political party going to be? Well, I think that I touched on something before with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So maybe my party will be called the Excellent Party. And what we'll do is we're going to take the government budget that's currently being invested in like AI and the military, and we're instead going to invest in time travel R&D. Because I think it's so important. You know what they say, you got to study history or you're doomed to repeat its mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So our main policies are going to be lowering the voting age to 16 minimum.
Yeah.
And there's no maximum. There's no maximum. But there is an annual empathy test. And if you fail the empathy test, you're not allowed to vote.
You're not allowed to vote.
Like if you fail that eye test, you're not allowed to drive.
Yeah.
And once we've developed the time travel technology, which, that's going to create jobs.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to create lots of tech jobs. It's going to attract wealthy investors to New
100%,
Zealand.
yeah.
It's going to boost the economy.
Yes.
And then the time travel will be used for extremely fun school trips.
Also, think of the GDP growth you could achieve if you weren't only growing in this century.
We can steal the sports almanac. The New Zealand government can bet on all the major sporting events from the past. Wipe off government debt. Hello.
And all the other countries will be like, oh my God, New Zealand suddenly got like a national investment fund.
Yes.
Where did they get all of this money from?
Oh
and they've
my
just
God.
been betting on sports matches in the past.
The ACT Party, what do they hate? The Waitangi Tribunal. When we won't need the Waitangi Tribunal, we go back in the past. We make sure everything's above board from day one. No need for a Waitangi Tribunal when everybody's been friends the whole time.
The whole time, totally. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So mine is the Excellent Party. And the leaders will be you and I, but we'll be doing a Bill and Ted cosplay.
Who gets to be Keanu Reeves?
You do, because you're taller than me.
I knew it was just because I had so much charisma.
You have a lot of charisma.
Oh my God, Rebecca.
Yeah.
You've got charisma too.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's why you're in charge of the Excellence Party.
I'm in charge of the Excellent Party. It's a coalition.
It's a coalition, yeah.
Not a coalition, sorry, co-leaders.
Co-leaders,
Green
yeah.
Party style co-leaders.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. And we'll steal Marama Davidson from the Green Party.
Yeah.
And she can be the sunglasses guy.
Has she consented to being stolen?
I haven't asked yet, but when I say, would you like to be the sunglasses guy from Bill and Ted, but you operate the time travel for young New Zealanders in our new political future, I think she'll be on board.
You think, okay. Yeah.
So that's my party.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Are we going to do the good news?
Oh, yeah, let's rapid fire quick fire good news
Quick
to wrap
fire
up the
good news.
podcast.
Scientists have found sugar that comes from raspberries detected within the gas and dust at the center of the Milky Way.
Oh my God, the Milky Way really is a Milky Way.
Yeah, sweet and delicious.
Sugar is at the heart of the universe.
Oh,
My
that's so
God.
cute.
In Illinois, in the US, they have got 3 new bills for trans rights that have been signed in this Pride Month. And over in Budapest, they have had their first Pride Parade since Viktor Orban's got out of there.
Yay! A restaurateur in South Carolina found $12,000 in an old cabinet at his restaurant, and he got in touch with the restaurant's previous owner to return the money to them, which is just so sweet and delightful.
So wholesome.
So
wholesome. Globally, some bad news, but on a personal level, some lovely stuff.
Some lovely people are good.
People are good.
People are
Yeah.
good. The little guys are just good guys.
Yeah.
The big guys, they're stomping around throwing their toys out of the pram.
Yeah. But the little guys are good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's our motto for this week. Little guys are good guys.
Little guys are good guys.
Yeah. Hey, lovely to chat with you today, Izzy.
Very nice to chat. And hopefully you enjoyed. Feel free to like and subscribe. And hey, if you've got like a fun policy or political party, comment it. We want to hear about
what's
it.
your political party? Tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think you could beat the Supporting Act Party and the excellence party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, well, as we say every time when we leave, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Let the bass kick.